Good morning. Good morning. This is Sunday morning. This is the 26th of May. Can you believe it is the 26th of May? Wow. I'm eating some cream of wheat this morning. I am getting ready for church. Got my hair braided back because it is going to be a warm one today. My cream of wheat is too thick this morning. It didn't start out that way. I don't think I ever put enough water in this stuff. I just need to get something on my stomach this morning. I was supposed to make breakfast this morning, just a little breakfast to take to church this morning. I completely forgot. It was a busy week for me, and now it's too late, and I don't have time. I'll do it next week. Mm. I had my tea this morning. I don't know what I'm spinning the cup for. No, it's not a Stanley Cup. What in the world was up with that? That was a short-lived little sprint, wasn't it? I don't know what was up with the Stanley Cup. Somebody explain that to me. Why was there like a mad dash for Stanley's all of a sudden? I don't get it. Oh man, I was just looking through some pictures here. Stuff that I'm working on my bedroom, trying to make my bedroom more airy is not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Spacious, more comfortable. As my hair is longer now, so do y'all? Some of you remember when I had cut my hair really short. Now it's long again. But it's everywhere. But I came across some pictures that belong to my dad. This old Coca-Cola picture, and then this other one. Oh, I never noticed that before. On this one, it says yesteryear, 10 miles. Miles Corners, 25. Sweet Lanes, 8 miles. But there's this one, it's got a little rip there. And then this one, which I absolutely love because it reminds me of, well, everyone I've ever loved, going to heaven and being met by Jesus, and one day, me. And then this is one I've always loved too. Like, I could be her in some alternate parallel life. And then, of course, this is another angel looking down, watching over me from heaven. And then this one is my papa. And it looks like I am. No, wait, this is not me. This is my mother in that little crochet dress that my grandmother bought. It says Nancy Russell in hand crochet dress her mother bought for her sister who died young. Dress was already about 30 years old. I never knew that. And we all wore this dress. We all had our picture taken in this dress. So my grandmother bought this for her sister, for my grandmother's sister, for her own sister. I never knew that. That's a neat little lunchbox. I like looking at the things in these old pictures. That's a neat little lunchbox. That's my papa. I really loved him too. I was heartbroken when he passed away. He and my grandmother divorced before we ever even came along. So I never knew them to be together, so it didn't bother me that they weren't. And but he always had this. he always had this thing that he did. It was almost a constant, and it wasn't real. He didn't seem like the type you could get real close to. But I was a little girl. Well, I was in the 10th grade, and I just knew his time was getting short, and I started just giving him hugs before we left his house, whether he wanted them or not. But I could tell he really appreciated them. And then I got this call. Well, my mom got this call one night after he'd had a heart attack and saying that he passed on. And in that very same week, a friend of mine at school had committed suicide. It was a rough week. My mom's like, "You don't have to go to school if you don't want to." I think I stayed out of school for 2 or 3 weeks. That was a rough year, the 10th grade. I even ended up repeating that grade because we left that area and moved to um, a better school district, honestly. I probably could have gone to the 11th grade had we stayed where we were, even though I rarely attended classes there. Hated it. And I think I showed you guys these other ones. So, well, I showed the OGs these. So, let me show just for the new people. This is a picture of me after giving a speech. Um, for the Voice of Democracy competition. No, this one, not this one. This was not Voice of Democracy. This was actually elementary school, and then the one behind it is for the Voice of Democracy. So there's two speeches here, and then this is where I won first place in the front one and second in the back one, and this is for the one I won second in. It's for the VFW Voice of Democracy. They Crew Virginia called me spokeswoman for freedom, and so that's me. And then this is me giving the speech that I won first in, and these are my friends from school. So yeah, that's just something I've been doing this morning while I'm getting ready for church. I'm pretty much ready, I guess. The dogs have been taken care of. Dogs have taken out. On the plus side, my weight is headed back down. Thank God. So, yeah, as of yesterday, I had lost, I think it was 3 more pounds this morning, 2 more pounds. So, I think, hold on, but in total, 6 pounds, I think, in total. 6.5 pounds in total in the whole week. So, yay. I think that's awesome. So, and this morning we are we are interviewing someone that might be the new pastor of our church. He's actually the grandson of our current pastor. And it's a whole thing. I haven't been going to this church very long, but I've fallen in love with the people there. And there's always stuff that goes on in the background of a church that not many people really know goes on. And truthfully, I'm happier not knowing all those details and things. So, but yeah, But this is a very small church, and they've taken me in and made me one of their own. And I just love them. And I hate seeing what's happening right now. I hate it with every fiber of my being. I hate it. But our pastor is like 92 or 93, and we're just, the reality of it is, are going to need a new pastor. And there's just a lot of discord right now within the church because of the way things are happening. So today we get to hear their testimony, and we get to ask some questions, and I had to write my questions down so I wouldn't go blank. I kept it short. I mean, I just have two questions, and the first one is a two-parter. My first question is, and I think it's a legit question, is, it seems that you have a calling for missions, and that's not for the faint of heart, nor is it cheap. If you are, because he goes on these mission trips, if you are elected pastor, how will these trips be funded? That's a legitimate question, right? B, between that and your full-time business, he runs a very successful auto business. How do you plan to be available to the members of this church and all the duties a pastor is asked of him? And will this leave ample time for your family? Legit, right? The second question I have is, God doesn't call one spouse to a ministry without calling the other. Has your wife felt led to join you at Mount Eagle? It is her responsibility to lead the women. And that's something I know for fact. God is not going to call one and leave the other somewhere else. He keeps the married people together. He calls them as a couple into ministry. And if one is feeling led and the other was not, then that's not God, because God is not the God of confusion. And man, a lot of times, will put their own spin on it. Now, there's another way to look at it. If he is elected as the new pastor, yes, Baptist churches go through this whole election process. So if he is elected as the new pastor, as her husband, she just follow him, whether she's feeling called or not? Should she be obedient and move to our church with him? Excuse me, probably so. And if he's going, no, she doesn't have to. She works at this other church. She can stay there. Well, that's not God either, because that's not fair to the women of the church, because they are going to need a woman to lean on in times of sorrow, in times of trouble. They are going to need a woman to rejoice with in times of joy, a woman to lead them in activities, to lead the community. So it's important that the wife feel led as well. She can't be divided. And in this particular case, she works for another church. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but I would feel like there's a conflict of interest there. It would be almost like if your pastor, tell me how you would feel about this. If your pastor and his wife were kind of divided between two churches and doing things for two different churches, wouldn't you almost feel like, well, they're not devoting all their time to us? Would you feel a little bit slighted, a little bit cheated on, for lack of a better word? Is that just me? I mean, how do you feel? How does it work in your church if you attend church? How does that work in your church? I really dislike the politics of churches, and it gives people a bad taste in their mouth for Christians. This is not, and this is for another video, because this is not the basis of our belief. This is man's made stuff. Okay. This is man deciding there's going to be rules for this and rules for that. But regardless, there are rules within the Baptist church, especially in the Southern Baptist church. Mm. Woo! Did y'all see that? Oh my gosh. Mm. That church is still hot. That church is still hot. Ah! I love for our church to be hot and on fire. For God. Let me make sure I say that, or somebody take that out of context. Ooh, I burned my tongue. That tea is so hot. I burned my tongue. I got to tell y'all about something that happened yesterday that was so sweet. Before I end this video, um, I went to take the trash out yesterday, and I heard something rustling and walking beside me. And I'm always a little bit nervous, especially in the evening, because we have coyote, we have wolves, we have bears, we have foxes, we have everything. So it always makes me a little bit nervous. I mean, we are in their home again for another video. So really, people shouldn't be surprised to see these animals. This is we're their guests. Anyway, another video. And I turned and it was a sweet doe. And she's just standing there as close as I am to this laptop. And she's just standing there looking at me, taking my trash out. And she would have stood there and watched me. But then I had to go and just, I was like, come here, because I love feeding them. And they're used to me putting food out. So she was probably checking. And I hadn't. Ooh, my lips hurt. My tongue hurts. It's probably numb for the rest of the day. And the choir's singing today, too. And I'm on the worship team. I'm going to be up there. Can't feel my tongue. I can't feel my tongue. Anyway, so sweetest, just the sweetest moment. And then she just walked away. She didn't run away. She just walked away. I didn't see any of her friends, so she was probably checking for food. So, well, that's it for this morning, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. And I'm not sure if this is going out on a Sunday or not. But regardless what day you're watching this, I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me. I love you all. I could just kiss you and hug you all over. Be sure to go and join the Patreon page, because I have started putting up videos over there just for the Patreon members, and it's free. And I've put one video up, so you get to see some of the sillier things that I do. Some of the the video uploaded is me just singing karaoke, but you can't hear the music because of copyright stuff. So yeah, so it's over there. God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah.